Listen to me. Wake up and grind. Every single day you open your eyes, you've been given a gift, a chance, an opportunity. And what you do with that opportunity determines everything about who you become. Some people wake up and complain. Some people wake up and wait. But the real one, the hungry ones, they wake up and grind. They understand that success doesn't come to the talented. Success comes to the relentless. You've got dreams, but dreams don't work if you don't work. You can't sleep 8 hours, scroll for 2 hours, complain for 1 hour, and then expect miracles. You want the life? You want the results? Then you got to attack the day before the day attacks you. You've got to stop pressing snooze on your life. Wake up and grind means you stop expecting motivation to show up. Discipline becomes your best friend. It means you stop chasing comfort and start chasing greatness. It means every day you ask yourself, did I get better? Did I grow? Did I grow? Did I grind like someone who's hungry? The grind isn't pretty. It's not fun. It's not glamorous. It's lonely. It's early mornings, late nights, pain, repetition, sacrifice. And most people will quit long before they see results. But not you. Not anymore. You're done living average. You're done being almost. You're done being most committed, almost focused, almost disciplined. You're ready now, ready to push, ready to struggle, ready to shine. Because the moment you decide to grind like your life depends on it, your life changes. So today, promise yourself, no excuses, no shortcuts, no giving up. Wake up and grind. Stop negotiating with your goals. This is something I want you to hear today, because so many of us live our lives in this state of constant negotiation, arguing with ourselves about what we should do, what we might do, and what we might not be able to do. We make excuses before we even start. We debate in our own minds, wondering if we're ready, if we have enough time, if the conditions are perfect, if someone else will approve, if the world is going to allow us to win. And here's the truth. The world does not negotiate with anyone. The world doesn't wait for you to be ready. Success doesn't wait for you to feel motivated. It doesn't wait for you to feel confident. And it doesn't wait for you to find the perfect moment. The perfect moment is a myth. The time is now. Stop negotiating with your goals. Stop telling yourself that tomorrow is the day when you will finally commit. Stop convincing yourself that you need to feel ready before you act. Stop convincing yourself that if the conditions were different, if the stars aligned, if the timing was better, then maybe, just maybe, you could do what you're capable of doing. The truth is, you are capable now. You are ready now. You have what it takes now. And the only thing standing between you and your success is the habit of negotiating with yourself. When I say stop negotiating with your goals, I am talking about every time you hit the snooze button instead of getting up. Every time you scroll on your phone instead of putting in the work. Every time you say, I'll start next week, I'll try tomorrow, or I'm too tired today. Each of those moments is a negotiation with yourself, and every time you negotiate, you lose. Every time you argue with yourself, you are slowly convincing yourself that your dreams are optional. You are convincing yourself that your goals are negotiable, and they are not. Your goals are not furniture you can move around or share until later. Your goals are not suggestions. They are commitments to yourself, to your future, to the life that you deserve. And if you negotiate with them, if you convince yourself to delay, to hesitate, to wait for something else, you are telling yourself, okay with mediocrity, I am okay with being less than I am capable of being, less than I'm capable of being. And I know that's not who you are. I know that deep down you have fire in your soul. I know that you have ambition. I know that you have dreams that are too big to stay locked up inside you. So stop negotiating. Stop giving in to excuses. Stop arguing with yourself. Stand up. Take control and go after what is yours. Let me break this down for you in a way you can understand. Think about the people who are successful in this world. Think about the athletes, the entrepreneurs, the leaders, the people who are at the top of their game. Do you think they sit around negotiating with themselves? Do you think they debate in their minds about whether they should push harder today? Do you think they wait for the perfect conditions? No, they do not. They wake up. They get to work. They grind. They take action when it's uncomfortable. They take action when it hurts. They take action when they are tired, when they are scared, when everything inside them is telling them to quit. And that is why they win. Not because they are smarter, Not because they are luckier, not because the world treated them better, but because they refuse to negotiate with themselves. They refuse to let their excuses run their lives. They refuse to allow hesitation to steal their destiny. That same power is inside you. That same drive, that same ability to get up and fight, to go after what you want is inside you. Stop negotiating with your goals, and you will start seeing results that you never thought were possible. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. You're saying, Eric, I don't even know if I can do it. I don't even know if I am ready. What if I fail? Listen to me carefully. Failure is not the enemy. Hesitation is the enemy. Delay is the enemy. Negotiation with your goals is the enemy. Every time you tell yourself that you will wait, that you need more time, that you are not prepared, you are giving fear more power than you should. Fear will always try to convince you to wait. Fear will always try to convince you that the risk is too high. But growth, greatness, and success do not come from waiting. They come from action, from boldness, from stepping into the arena even when you feel unprepared. So yes, you may fail. You may stumble. You may make mistakes. But if you start negotiating with yourself, if you keep delaying, if you keep waiting, you guarantee that you will fail. You guarantee that your goals will remain distant dreams. You guarantee that you will never reach your potential. Stop negotiating. Take the shot. Start the journey. Do not wait for perfect conditions because they will never come. The perfect moment is a lie. Action, commitment, and consistency are real. Let me give you an example you can't ignore. Think about someone like Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. He didn't give up. He didn't sit around negotiating with himself. He didn't say, oh, maybe next year I'll try again. So I play it safe and pick a different path. He worked harder. He practiced longer. He pushed past the limits of his comfort. He committed fully. And that's why he became the greatest of all time. Think about someone like Oprah Winfrey. She faced poverty, rejection, and countless obstacles. She didn't negotiate with her dreams. She didn't stop because it was hard. She didn't delay action because the path was uncertain. She took control of her life. She put in the work. She refused to compromise with herself, and she achieved greatness. These people were not special. They were not born with magic. What separated them from the rest of the world is that they refused to negotiate with their goals, and that same choice is available to you today. You see, negotiating with your goals is a trap. It feels comfortable. It feels safe. It feels like you are giving yourself time to think it through. But in reality, it is fear in disguise. Fear dresses up as caution and patience. Fear makes you believe that waiting is the same as preparation. Fear makes you believe that delaying action is smarter than acting now. But let me tell you something. Nothing will happen for you while you wait. Waiting will not make you stronger. Waiting will not make you smarter. Waiting will not make your dreams come true. Action is what creates results. Action is what moves mountains. Action is what separates the people who have from the people who don't. So stop negotiating. Stop allowing fear to control your decisions. Stop giving yourself excuses. Get up, go to work, and pursue your goals with everything you have. Because every second you waste negotiating with yourself is a second stolen from your future. And don't confuse this with blind impulsiveness. Stop negotiating with your goals does not mean reckless behavior. It doesn't mean acting without thought or planning. What it does mean is committing fully. It means saying to yourself, I am going to do what it takes. I am going to push past my fears. I am going to take action regardless of how I feel. I am going to work when others sleep. I am going to sacrifice today for a better tomorrow. It means taking control of your life. It means refusing to settle. It means refusing to delay your destiny. Every time you negotiate, you are choosing comfort over courage. Every time you negotiate, you are choosing delay over action. Every time you negotiate, you are choosing mediocrity over greatness. And greatness is not negotiable. Your dreams are not negotiable. Your life is not negotiable. Stop negotiating and start living. Finally, understand this. When you stop negotiating with your goals, you unlock a new level of power within yourself. You stop giving your excuses credibility. You stop allowing your fears to dictate your choice. You stop waiting for someone else to give you permission to succeed. You take ownership of your life. You take ownership of your future. You wake up every morning and ask yourself, what can I do today to get closer to my dreams? What action can I take today that my future self will thank me for? And then you do it. You grind, you push, you fight, you overcome, you refuse to settle. That is what it means to stop negotiating with your goals. That is what it means to truly live. That is what it means to finally become the person you were created to be. So today, make the choice. No more excuses. No more waiting. No more negotiation. Come here fully, act boldly, and grind relentlessly. Your goals are waiting, and it's time for you to claim them. Grind in silence. Let your results do the talking. This is one of the most powerful truths you can embrace if you want to achieve real success. Too many people spend their lives announcing their dreams, sharing their plans, and broadcasting their intentions to the world, yet they fail to take the action required to make those dreams a reality. They talk about what they're going to do. They post about their goals. They hype themselves up in front of friends and family, but when it comes to putting in the work, they disappear. The world does not reward talkers. It rewards doers. It rewards those who are willing to step up, dig deep, and grind day after day without waiting for applause, without needing recognition, without seeking validation. If you want to succeed, you must learn to work in silence and let your results speak for you. When you grind in silence, you remove the distractions of approval and judgment. You stop worrying about who is watching, who is noticing, and who is judging your progress. Most people get caught up in the opinions of others. They care too much about what people will think if they fail, if they don't look perfect, if they don't achieve success on someone else's timeline. But here's the truth. Opinions don't matter. Your results matter. Your growth matters. Your progress matters. And when you focus on what you are doing instead of what people are saying, you unlock a power that is unstoppable. You can work without limits, without hesitation, without the fear of being criticized. You can push yourself harder than ever because the only person you are competing against is who you were yesterday. Grinding in silence is about creating your own path and letting the outcome show the world what you are capable of. Silence is not weakness. Silence is strength. When you stop talking about your plans and start executing them, you harness focus, energy, and determination in ways that are impossible when you are constantly seeking attention. Talking too much about what you intend to do gives away your energy. It allows others to see your moves before you make them. It creates unnecessary pressure, distraction, and sometimes even sabotage. But when you grind in silence, your energy is reserved for action, reserved for growth, reserved for creating results. You wake up, you put in the work, you face the struggle, you push through the pain, and no one sees the sacrifices you are making. That's the point. The people who succeed understand that the glory comes after the grind, not before. Your results, your success, your breakthroughs are the proof that you were working all along, and they don't need to be announced because they speak louder than words ever could. Think about the people who inspire you. The legends in sports, business, and life didn't become great by talking about greatness. They became great by doing the work consistently, relentlessly, without anyone knowing. Michael Jordan didn't announce every time he practiced. He didn't tell anyone about the hours he spent in the gym, the shots he took after everyone else went home, the failures he endured in silence. He worked, he struggled, he improved, he persevered. And then the results showed. That is how you know greatness. That is how results become louder than talk. Oprah Winfrey didn't build her empire by posting every plan she had on social media. She showed up. She worked hard, endured rejection, refined her craft, and let the results speak for themselves. When you grind in silence, you are following the footsteps of the people who became legends, the people who understood that real success is earned, not broadcasted. Grinding in silence also teaches patience. Success does not happen overnight. Results take time, energy, and consistent effort. And when you're working in silence, you learn the value of the process. You learn that every small action, every struggle contributes to the bigger picture. You learn to trust the process without needing validation from others. You learn to focus on what you can control, your effort, your mindset, your consistency, and you stop wasting energy on what you cannot control, other people's opinions, other people's expectations, other people's approval. Patience, focus, and consistency become your allies. You understand that the louder you talk, the more distracted you become. The more you announce, the more pressure you create. But when you grind in silence, you become unstoppable because you are entirely focused on what truly matters. The results. Another powerful reason to grind in silence is that it builds resilience. When you face obstacles, setbacks, and failures, you don't have to justify yourself to anyone. You don't have to explain why you struggled or why you haven't succeeded yet. You don't have to defend your efforts or prove yourself constantly. You just keep going. You keep grinding. You keep pushing. You keep learning. You keep improving. And eventually, the results will appear undeniable and undeniable without you having to shout about it. That resilience, that ability to endure without needing recognition, separates the winners from the quitters. Those who need attention to feel motivated rarely succeed. Those who can endure in silence, who can work in solitude, who can persist when nobody is watching, are the ones who eventually dominate. Let me be clear. Grinding in silence does not mean hiding from the world. It does not mean that you never share your success. It does not mean that you never celebrate your milestones. It simply means that the majority of your work, the majority of your effort, the majority of your growth happens without public attention. You work first, results come later. You celebrate after you achieve, not before. You prepare in private, then perform in public. You strategize in secrecy, then execute in action. And when your results finally emerge, they make an impact that words could never replicate. People will notice, people will respect, and people will admire, not because you advertise yourself, but because you deliver. No louds are louder than tall. Always. The power of grinding in silence also lies in the mindset shift it creates. When you stop needing validation, when you stop needing approval, when you stop announcing your every move, you develop a mental toughness that cannot be shaken. You learn self-reliance, discipline, and focus. You learn to trust yourself. You learn that the only person who truly determines your success is you. That mental toughness, that internal focus becomes a shield against negativity, distraction, and doubt. When you grind in silence, you are creating an unshakable foundation that allows you to pursue your goals relentlessly. No matter what others say, no matter what others think, and no matter how many obstacles appear in your path, every time you grind in silence, you also earn respect. People can see results. People can see progress. People can see growth. They cannot see effort if it is not accompanied by results. And that is the beauty of grinding in silence. Your work becomes undeniable proof of your dedication. The results, when they appear, are the loudest announcement you could ever make. You do not need social media likes, public praise, or constant acknowledgement. Your results are permanent, tangible, and powerful. They are the evidence that you are committed, that you are disciplined, and that you are relentless. And in the long run, results always speak louder than talk. Finally, understand this. Grinding in silence is not just a strategy. It is a mindset. It is a way of life. It is a commitment to excellence, a commitment to growth, a commitment to your dreams. It is understanding that action beats talk every single time, that persistence beats excuses every single time, and that results beat intentions every single time. So today, make a decision. Decide that you will grind quietly, consistently, relentlessly. Decide that you will stop announcing your plans and start executing them. Decide that you will let your results make the noise, not your words. Work harder than anyone else. Push further than anyone else. Sacrifice more than anyone else. And when the world finally sees your success, they will have no choice but to listen. Because results, my friend, will always be louder than talk. Comfort is the enemy of greatness. That is one of the hardest truths you will ever hear, but it is also one of the most liberating. Too many people live their lives seeking comfort, chasing safety, and avoiding struggle. And in doing so, they rob themselves of their true potential. Comfort feels good in the moment. It feels safe, familiar, and easy. It feels like you are taking care of yourself, like you are being smart, like you are avoiding risk. But comfort is a trap. Comfort keeps you small. Comfort keeps you average. Comfort keeps you from experiencing the growth, the success, and the fulfillment that you were born to achieve. If you want to live a life of greatness, if you want to achieve the goals that keep you awake at night, if you want to become the person you know you can be, you have to step out of comfort. You have to embrace discomfort. You have to welcome struggle as your teacher and resistance as your guide. Comfort is the enemy of greatness. Every time you choose comfort over challenge, you delay your growth. Every time you choose the easy route, you deny yourself the opportunity to become stronger, smarter, and better. Think about the most successful people you admire, the people who dominate in their field, the people who have left a legacy. Do you think they stayed comfortable? Do you think they avoided hard work? Do you think they chose the easy path because it was convenient? No, they embraced discomfort. They leaned into the struggle. They pushed past pain. They did what most people would not do, and that is why they achieved what most people cannot. Comfort might make you feel good for a moment, but it will never lead to greatness. You have to be willing to be uncomfortable, to be challenged, to be tested, because that is where growth happens. That is where greatness is born. Comfort is subtle. It doesn't always look like laziness or failure. Sometimes it looks like staying in a job you don't love because it pays enough. Sometimes it looks like avoiding new challenges because you are afraid to fail. Sometimes it looks like scrolling on your phone for hours instead of working on your dreams. Comfort can even look like maintaining relationships, habits, or routines that are safe but do not inspire you, that do not push you, that do not demand more from you. And every time you choose comfort, you are settling. You are telling yourself that good enough is enough, that you are satisfied with mediocrity, that your dreams can wait. But greatness cannot wait. Success cannot wait. Your potential cannot wait. If you want to become extraordinary, you must break free from comfort. You must step into the unknown, the uncertain, and the uncomfortable, because that is where transformation happens. Embracing discomfort is not easy. It is not meant to be. Growth, progress, and excellence are uncomfortable. They require sacrifice, effort, and persistence. They require doing things you do not want to do, facing challenges you do not want to face, and making decisions that are difficult, unpopular, or frightening. But discomfort is temporary, while regret is permanent. Comfort might feel good today, but years from now, if you stay in comfort, you will look back and realize that you wasted your potential, that you left your greatness on the table, that you allow fear and ease to dictate your life. Every great person has faced discomfort. Every successful person has endured challenges. Every leader has embraced resistance. And the reason they are successful is that they refuse to be controlled by comfort. They refuse to settle. They chose struggle, they chose effort, they chose growth, and that is why they became great. You must make the same choice. When you step out of comfort, you also build resilience. Comfort keeps you weak. Comfort keeps you soft. Comfort keeps you fragile. When you constantly challenge yourself, when you push past fear, when you embrace struggle, you strengthen your mind, your body, and your character. You develop discipline, focus, and mental toughness. You learn that pain is temporary, that failure is a teacher, and that obstacles are opportunities to rise. Every time you resist comfort and choose to work harder, you grow stronger. Every time you choose challenge over ease, you become better prepared for the next challenge. Every time you embrace discomfort, you expand your capacity to achieve. Comfort limits you. Discomfort liberates you. Comfort keeps you ordinary. Discomfort makes you extraordinary. Greatness requires discomfort. Comfort also dulls your ambition. It numbs your dreams. It numbs your dreams. When you settle into comfort, you stop dreaming big. You stop taking risks. You stop pushing boundaries. You stop believing that you can achieve more than what is immediately in front of you. Comfort makes you satisfied with small wins, temporary pleasures, and easy paths. But greatness demands vision. Greatness demands courage. Greatness demands taking the risks that others will not take. And if you stay comfortable, if you stay safe, if you stay predictable, you will never reach the heights that your potential allows. You must fight against comfort every single day. You must remind yourself that ease is the enemy and struggle is your path. You must get comfortable with being uncomfortable because that is the only way to grow, the only way to excel, the only way to become the person you were meant to be. Think about athletes at the top of their game. Think about the work they put in behind the scenes. They get up before the sun rises. They train long after everyone else has gone home. They endure pain, sweat, exhaustion, and setbacks. They do not stay in comfort. They embrace challenge. They push beyond what is easy. They endure what is hard. And that is why they dominate. They understand that the easy path leads to average. They understand that greatness requires more than talent. It requires relentless effort, persistence, and the willingness to go where others will not. They have learned that comfort kills dreams. They have learned that struggle breeds success. And that lesson is not just for athletes. It applies to business, to education, to relationships, to life. Wherever you want to excel, wherever you want to achieve, comfort will be standing in your way, and you must refuse to let it win. Embracing discomfort also teaches humility and patience. When you step out of comfort, you realize that growth is a process, that mastery takes time, that excellence is earned through effort, not given freely. You learn to respect the journey, to respect the struggle, and to respect the discipline it takes to achieve. Comfort, on the other hand, creates entitlement. Comfort makes you think you deserve results without effort. Comfort makes you believe that success should come easy. And that mindset will never lead to greatness. You must embrace the grind. You must endure the struggle. You must work when it is hard, when it is inconvenient, when it is uncomfortable. That is how you develop the character, the resilience, and the strength that greatness demands. Finally, remember this. Comfort is temporary, but the results of stepping into discomfort are permanent. When you push past fear, when you work harder than you thought possible, when you embrace struggle, you create a life that is extraordinary. You create skills that are unshakable. You create confidence that cannot be bought. You create results that speak for themselves. You create a legacy. Comfort will never do that. Comfort will never challenge you. Comfort will never take you to the next level. If you want to rise above average, if you want to achieve your goals, if you want to become the best version of yourself, you must see comfort for what it is, an enemy. You must fight it daily. You must choose struggle over ease, challenge over convenience, growth over stagnation. You must get comfortable with being uncomfortable because that is the only way to unlock your potential and achieve greatness. Your comfort zone is where dreams go to die. Your discomfort zone is where dreams come alive. Embrace it, fight for it, live it. Greatness demands it, and nothing else will ever satisfy. Build a morning that builds you. This is not just a catchy phrase. It is a principle that separates the successful from the average, the leaders from the followers, and the winners from the quitters. How you start your day sets the tone for everything that follows. If you wake up sluggish, distracted, and unprepared, your day will reflect that. If you wake up late, reactive, and complaining, your day will be filled with missed opportunity, frustration, and mediocrity. But if you wake up with purpose, with intention, with discipline, you set yourself on a trajectory for excellence, achievement, and growth. The way you start your day determines the way you live your life. And that is why building a morning that builds you is one of the most powerful tools you can ever master. Too many people underestimate the power of a strong morning. They wake up and immediately check their phones, scroll through social media, react to messages, and allow other people's agendas to dictate their mood and focus. They wake up to distractions instead of to purpose. They let the noise of the world invade the first moments of their day, and as a result, they start their day fragmented, scattered, and reactive instead of focused, intentional, and proactive. You cannot achieve greatness if your mornings are weak. You cannot grow if the first hours of your day are spent surrendering your mind and energy to things that do not matter. The morning is sacred. It is the foundation upon which the rest of your day is built. If you want to achieve extraordinary results, you must take control in their results. You must take control of your mornings. You must design them with intention. You must build a morning that builds you. A morning that builds you is more than just getting out of bed early. It is a commitment to yourself, a ritual of preparation, and a strategy for success. It is about creating a sequence of actions that sharpen your mind, energize your body, and focus your spirit. It is about starting your day with habits that make you stronger, more disciplined, and more capable of handling whatever comes your way. It might include exercise, meditation, reading, journaling, planning, or any combination of activities that elevate you. The point is not what specific activities you choose, but that you choose them intentionally, consistently, and with purpose. You cannot leave the first hours of your day to chance. You must design them to serve you, to empower you, and to prepare you for the challenges and opportunities ahead. Think about the most successful people in the world. Do you think they achieve greatness by waking up late, rushing through their mornings, and reacting to whatever comes their way? No, they have routines. They have systems. They have morning rituals that prime them for success. Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple, wakes up early every day to start his morning with focus and discipline. Oprah Winfrey begins her day with meditation and gratitude to center herself before facing the demands of the world. Tony Robbins starts his morning with a series of exercises, breathing techniques, and visualization practices that energize him and sharpen his mind. These mornings are not accidental. They are intentional. They are designed to build strength, focus, and momentum that carry through the entire day. That is why they succeed. That is why they dominate. That is why they inspire others. And you can do the same. Building a morning that builds you requires discipline. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Waking up early is not enough if you are not intentional about how you spend your time. You must have a plan. You must have a purpose. You must know exactly how the first hours of your day will serve your goals, your growth, and your vision. Discipline means resisting the temptation to stay in bed, to check your phone, to give in to comfort, and instead choosing to take control of your life. Discipline means showing up for yourself before the world demands anything from you. It is in these early hours when no one is watching, when the world is still quiet, that champions are made. It is in these moments that you set the trajectory for your entire day, your entire week, and ultimately your entire life. A morning that builds you also cultivates mental clarity. When you start your day with focus and intention, you set your mind up to handle challenges, make decisions, and execute at a high level. Mental clarity comes from routines that reduce chaos and increase control. When you begin your day by centering yourself, whether through meditation, journaling, or planning, you reduce the mental clutter that can derail your focus. You prioritize your goals, visualize your success, and commit to the actions that matter most. A clear mind is a powerful mind. It allows you to respond rather than react, to create rather than drift, and to lead rather than follow. The mornings you build determine the mental state you bring into every interaction, every task, every challenge throughout the day. Without a strong morning, your mind is reactive, scattered, and unprepared. With a strong morning, your mind is disciplined, focused, and unstoppable. Physical energy is equally important. Your body fuels your performance. If your mornings are weak, your body will be weak, and your mind will follow. Exercise, movement, hydration, and nutrition in the morning are critical components of a morning that builds you. It does not have to be extreme or complicated, but it must be consistent and intentional. The simple act of moving your body, getting your heart rate up, and engaging your muscles sets a tone of vitality and readiness for the day ahead. It sends a message to your mind and spirit that you are committed to excellence, that you are taking care of yourself, and that you are prepared to handle whatever challenges come your way. Your morning habits shape your energy, shapes your performance. That is why a morning that builds you is essential to greatness. Beyond physical and mental preparation, a morning that builds you cultivates emotional resilience. Life is not easy. Challenges, setbacks, and stress are inevitable. How you respond to these challenges is determined by how well you prepare yourself at the start of the day. When you take the time to reflect, set intentions, and focus on your goals, you develop the emotional strength to face adversity without being overwhelmed. You build patience, perspective, and confidence. You learn that your reactions are your responsibility, that your mindset is your power, and that your attitude shapes your results. A strong morning equips you to navigate the complexities of life with grace, focus, and resilience. Without it, you are at the mercy of circumstance, reacting to whatever life throws at you instead of proactively shaping your outcomes. Consistency is the key to mastery. One powerful morning will not transform your life. One day of effort will not create lasting results. The power of a morning that builds you comes from repetition. It comes from showing up every day, no matter how tired, no matter how busy, no matter how difficult. Success is not built in a single day. It is built in the accumulation of small, intentional actions taken consistently over time. The more consistently you build your mornings, the stronger you become. The more disciplined you become. The more focused you become. And the more unstoppable you become. Consistency turns habits into identity. It turns effort into results. It turns ordinary days into extraordinary lives. That is why building a morning that builds you is not a one-time effort. It is a lifelong commitment to yourself and your potential. Finally, building a morning that builds you is about taking ownership of your life. It is about refusing to let the world dictate your schedule, your focus, or your energy. It is about recognizing that the first hours of your day are your most powerful hour, and that how you spend them determines the trajectory of your life. When you commit to your morning, you are committing to yourself. You are committing to your goals, your growth, and your dreams. You are saying no to distraction, no to mediocrity, and no to excuses. You are taking control of your destiny. And when you do this consistently, when you show up every morning, ready to build yourself, ready to grind, ready to dominate, nothing in life will be able to stop you. You will become the person you were meant to be, achieve the success you were meant to achieve, and live a life of purpose, impact, and greatness. Build your morning, and you build your life. It's that simple, and it's that powerful. Discipline will outperform motivation every time. This is a truth that so many people fail to understand, and it is the single reason why so many dreams never become reality. Motivation is temporary. It comes and goes like the weather. One day you feel unstoppable, inspired, and ready to conquer the world. The next day you wake up tired, distracted, and unmotivated. If you rely solely on motivation to achieve your goals, you will never be consistent, you will never be reliable, and you will never reach your true potential. Motivation is fleeting, unpredictable, and external. Discipline, on the other hand, is internal, consistent, and powerful. Discipline is what allows you to show up, even when you don't feel like it. Discipline is what allows you to take action, even when motivation has left the building. Discipline will outperform motivation every single time because it is not dependent on how you feel. It is dependent on what you do. Many people make the mistake of thinking that motivation is enough. They think that if they feel like it, they will succeed. They wait for inspiration, for the perfect mindset, for the perfect mood, for the perfect day. But success does not wait for motivation. Success does not care about your feelings. Success demands action, consistency, and relentless effort. Motivation might push you for a moment, but it will never carry you through the grind, the struggle, the setbacks, and the challenges that come with pursuing anything worthwhile. Discipline is what keeps you going when motivation is gone. Discipline is what makes winners out of ordinary people. Discipline is what separates those who achieve their goals from those who only dream about them. Think about the people who have achieved greatness. They did not get there by waiting to feel inspired every morning. They got there because they were disciplined. They committed to showing up, putting in the work, and doing what needed to be done, regardless of how they felt. Michael Jordan did not practice basketball because he felt motivated to do it every day. He practiced because he had discipline. He committed to being great, and he was willing to do the work day in and day out, whether he felt like it or not. Oprah Winfrey did not build her empire by waiting to feel motivated. She built it through discipline, consistency, and relentless effort. Every successful person understands that discipline beats motivation because discipline does not wait for mood, energy, or inspiration. Discipline creates results, while motivation creates excuses. Discipline is about building habits that support your goals. Motivation might get you started, but habits keep you moving. Habits are the daily actions, the routines, the choices that compound over time to produce extraordinary results. Discipline is the commitment to creating and maintaining these habits, even when it is difficult, inconvenient, or uncomfortable. It is the ability to stay consistent, even when the world is against you. It is the ability to keep going when others quit, to push forward when others pause, and to continue when others stop. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. And it is stronger, more reliable, and more effective than motivation ever will be. Discipline also teaches self-control. Motivation can make you feel like doing the right thing, but it cannot force you to do it when you are tired, distracted, or tempted by easier paths. Discipline trains you to resist short-term gratification in order to achieve long-term goals. It teaches you to say no to distractions, to delay comfort, and to prioritize what matters most. When you are disciplined, you no longer rely on fleeting emotions or temporary feelings. You rely on your commitment, your integrity, and your willpower. Discipline allows you to make the right choices even when it is difficult because you are focused on the bigger picture. Motivation is temporary. Discipline is permanent. Discipline also builds confidence. Every time you follow through on your commitments, every time you do what you said you would do, every time you push yourself to act even when you don't feel like it, you reinforce your belief in yourself. You prove to yourself that you are capable, reliable, and resilient. Motivation cannot give you this confidence because it is not consistent. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline, however, creates a track record of action and achievement. It shows you that you can overcome obstacles, endure challenges, and produce results. The more disciplined you become, the more confident you become, and the more unstoppable you become. Motivation may spark your journey, but discipline sustains it, strengthens it, and guarantees it. Discipline is also about focus. Motivation can be scattered. It can drive you to chase every shiny object, to follow every impulse, and to react to every external influence. Discipline, however, keeps you on track. Discipline ensures that your energy is directed toward what truly matters. Discipline allows you to ignore distractions, avoid unnecessary drama, and stay committed to your goals. Discipline helps you prioritize the actions that will create the most impact. Discipline helps you stay consistent, stay resilient, and stay committed to your vision. Motivation is unreliable. Discipline is unwavering. Discipline keeps you moving forward even when nothing seems to be happening. Discipline keeps you grinding when motivation fails. Another reason discipline outperforms motivation is accountability. Motivation is personal and internal, but it is inconsistent. Discipline creates a standard, a rule, a commitment that you hold yourself to every single day. It forces you to follow through, to keep promises to yourself, and to take responsibility for your actions. Discipline does not make excuses. Discipline does not blame circumstances. Discipline does not wait for external validation. Discipline says, I will do what needs to be done, no matter how I feel, no matter the obstacles, no matter the distractions. Motivation cannot demand this level of accountability because it is dependent on your emotions, your mood, and your feelings. Discipline creates a framework for consistency, reliability, and results that motivation can never match. Discipline also shapes character. The habits you cultivate, the choices you make, and the actions you take every day define who you are. Motivation may inspire you to act temporarily, but it does not build lasting character. Discipline shapes your integrity, your strength, and your resilience. Discipline teaches you to follow through even when it is uncomfortable. Discipline teaches you to endure setbacks, overcome obstacles, and persist in the face of challenges. Discipline creates the foundation of a life built on purpose, effort, and excellence. Motivation might give you a spark, but discipline builds the fire that sustains your entire life. Finally, discipline creates freedom. This may sound counterintuitive, but the more disciplined you are, the more freedom you have in life. When you are disciplined, you control your actions, your decisions, and your results. You are no longer a slave to fleeting emotions, temporary feelings, or external circumstances. Discipline allows you to make choices that align with your goals, your vision, and your potential. It gives you the power to shape your life rather than being shaped by it. Motivation cannot provide this freedom because it is unreliable and inconsistent. Discipline is the true source of freedom, power, and control. Discipline is the engine that drives success, achievement, and greatness. So today, understand this. Do not rely on motivation. Do not wait to feel inspired. Do not hope that your energy, your mood, or your circumstances will carry you. Motivation is temporary. Discipline is permanent. Build habits. Follow through. Commit to consistency. Push yourself when it is hard. Work when it is uncomfortable. Endure when it is challenging. Do what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. Discipline will outperform motivation every single time because discipline does not wait. Discipline does not falter. Discipline does not quit. Discipline produces results, and results are the ultimate proof of effort, commitment, and greatness. Motivation is a spark. Discipline is a furnace, and it's discipline that will carry you across the finish line, beyond your obstacles, and into the life you are meant to live. Your environment will either lift you or limit you. This is one of the most important truths you must understand if you want to achieve greatness. Too many people underestimate the power of their surroundings. They assume that their talent, ambition, or desire alone will carry them to success. But the reality is that your environment shapes your mindset, your behavior, your habits, and ultimately your result. If you surround yourself with people, influences, and conditions that do not support your growth, you will struggle to rise above mediocrity, no matter how talented or motivated you are. On the other hand, if you intentionally craft an environment that inspires, challenges, and propels you forward, you can accelerate your growth, amplify your efforts, and reach levels of success that others can only dream of. Your environment is the silent force that determines whether you rise or fall, whether you succeed or stagnate, whether you grind or waste away. Look around you. Who are the people you spend the most time with? Are they ambitious, driven, and supportive? Or are they negative, lazy, and complacent? Your circle has a direct impact on your life. If you are constantly surrounded by people who doubt themselves, complain, and settle for mediocrity, you will absorb that energy. You will start to think small, aim low, and settle for less. Conversely, when you surround yourself with people who challenge you, inspire you, and hold you accountable, you elevate yourself. You start thinking bigger, acting bolder, and striving harder. Your environment sets the standard for what you believe is possible. If you want to reach new heights, you must be intentional about who and what you allow into your space. Your environment is not just about people. It is also about the physical space you inhabit. Your surroundings can either stimulate productivity or encourage distraction. A cluttered, chaotic space will cloud your mind and drain your energy. A disorganized environment will make it easier to procrastinate, to lose focus, and to settle for less. On the other hand, a clean, organized, and intentional space encourages clarity, focus, and efficiency. Your environment communicates to your subconscious mind how serious you are about your goals. If you want to grind, achieve, and dominate, you must create a physical environment that reflects that intention. You must control what you can control, starting with the space you live, work, and operate in. Technology and media are also critical components of your environment. The information you consume shapes your thoughts, beliefs, and actions. If you constantly consume negative news, social media drama, or content that disempowers you, your mind will be filled with fear, doubt, and distraction. If you allow yourself to be influenced by comparison, envy, or unrealistic standards, your focus and confidence will suffer. On the other hand, when you fill your mind with empowering content, education, and ideas that challenge and inspire you, you cultivate a mindset of growth and possibility. Your environment includes the content you let into your mind. Protect it, curate it, control it. Your results depend on it. Accountability is another part of your environment. You cannot grow in isolation. You need people around you who will hold you responsible, who will challenge you, who will push you when you want to quit. When you surround yourself with accountability, you elevate your performance. When no one is watching or challenging you, it is easy to make excuses, to settle, and to avoid hard work. But when you are in an environment where discipline, effort, and excellence are expected, you rise to the occasion. Your environment becomes a reflection of your standards. Surround yourself with people and systems that expect greatness, and you will have no choice but to deliver. Your environment also includes the energy you allow into your life. Are the people, influences, and situations around you encouraging, motivating, and uplifting, or are they draining, toxic, and limiting? Energy is contagious. Positivity, determination, and focus can elevate you, while negativity, laziness, and doubt can pull you down. You must be conscious of the energy you allow in your life because it directly impacts your mindset and actions. If you want to grind, win, and dominate, you must protect yourself from low-energy influences. You must surround yourself with high-energy, motivated, and ambitious people who inspire you to be better every single day. Habits are another critical element of your environment. Your daily routines, schedules, and rituals either support your growth or hinder it. Habits are the invisible architecture of your life, and they are shaped by your environment. If your environment encourages discipline, focus, and effort, your habits will naturally align with your goals. If your environment encourages procrastination, distraction, and mediocrity, your habits will reflect that and your results will suffer. The people you spend time with, the spaces you occupy, and the energy you absorb all influence the habits you form. To elevate your life, you must intentionally design an environment that reinforces the behaviors necessary for success. Now consider your personal environment in terms of opportunities. Does your environment expose you to growth, learning, advancement, or does it limit your vision, your access, and your potential? If you want to achieve greatness, you must position yourself in environments that challenge you, stretch you, and give you exposure to success. This might mean joining groups, attending events, finding mentors, or relocating to spaces where excellence is the standard. It might mean cutting ties with environments that hold you back. Your surroundings will either elevate you or limit you, and the choice is yours. Strategic positioning is not optional if you are serious about success. Adversity is part of your environment too. Life will challenge you, and obstacles will test you. But the way you interpret and interact with these challenges, influenced by your environment. If you surround yourself with people who see obstacles as opportunity, who rise above setbacks, and who persist when things get tough, you will adopt that mindset. If you surround yourself with people who complain, blame, and give up, you will adopt that mindset instead. Your environment teaches you how to react to life's challenges, and choosing the right environment is a proactive step in ensuring your resilience, determination, and grit. Your environment ultimately shapes your identity. Who you are becoming is a reflection of the influences, people, and conditions you consistently expose yourself to. If you want to become a person of discipline, focus, and excellence, you must live in an environment that reinforces those qualities. You cannot expect to grow while surrounded by mediocrity, negativity, or complacency. Your environment is the soil in which your character, skills, and potential either thrive or wither. It is not just a backdrop. It is an active force in shaping the person you will become. Finally, understand that your environment is not fixed. You have the power to change it. You can choose who you spend your time with, what you expose yourself to, and how you structure your spaces. You can remove toxic influences, seek empowering connections, and design routines that amplify your growth. You can surround yourself with success, opportunity, and energy that propels you forward. It is not always easy, and it may require sacrifice, but the environment you create will determine the level of success you achieve. Your environment either lifts you or limits you. And if you are serious about grinding, achieving, and dominating, you must build an environment that lifts you, challenges you, and pushes you to become the best version of yourself. The message is simple. Your environment is everything. It shapes your mindset, your habits, your energy, and your results. You cannot outgrow a toxic, limiting, or weak environment. You cannot succeed in spaces that do not support your vision. You must be intentional about the people, places, and influences you allow into your life. Surround yourself with growth, opportunity, accountability, and energy that elevates you. Curate your environment to reflect the life you want to create. Protect it, invest in it. Your environment will either lift you to greatness or hold you back from your potential. The choice is yours, and it starts now. Your mind is your most powerful weapon. It is the battlefield where your success is won or lost, the engine that drives your actions, and the lens through which you see the world. If your mind is weak, distracted, or negative, your life will reflect that. If your mind is strong, focused, and disciplined, you will be unstoppable. Too many people underestimate the power of their mindset. They think that talent, opportunity, or luck are the deciding factors in success. The truth is, your mindset shapes how you approach challenges, how you respond to setbacks, and how you leverage opportunity. Your mind determines whether you grind or quit, whether you rise or fall, whether you achieve your goals or settle for mediocrity. Master your mind, and you master your life. Neglect your mind, and you surrender control to circumstance, fear, and limitation. Your mind operates on patterns. The thoughts you feed it, the beliefs you nurture, and the conversations you allow shape the way you perceive the world. If you constantly tell yourself that you are not capable, that success is for others, or that challenges are insurmountable, your mind will reinforce those patterns. You will start to see obstacles as roadblocks, setbacks as failures, and effort as pointless. On the other hand, if you cultivate empowering thoughts, reinforce positive beliefs, and focus on solutions instead of problems, your mind will work for you rather than against you. The quality of your thoughts dictates the quality of your life. Mastering your mind means taking control of those patterns and intentionally shaping them to support your growth, ambition, and success. Discipline of the mind is critical. A strong mind does not rely on external motivation. A strong mind does not wait for circumstances to be perfect. Strong mind controls its focus, directs its energy, and chooses to act regardless of discomfort or doubt. Mental discipline allows you to resist distractions, ignore negativity, and prioritize the actions that matter most. It is the ability to stay committed to your goals even when your emotions waver, when fear creeps in, or when challenges arise. Discipline of the mind is the difference between those who dream and those who achieve. Motivation will fade, talent will plateau. Mindset, however, will endure, and it will carry you through the grind when nothing else can. Your mind is also the source of your resilience. Life will test you. Challenges, failures, and obstacles are inevitable. The difference between those who give up and those who succeed is not talent or luck. It is mindset. A resilient mind sees setbacks as temporary, as lessons, and as opportunity to grow stronger. It refuses to be defeated by fear, rejection, or difficulty. Resilience is not born from comfort or ease. It is forged in the mind through adversity, reflection, and determination. The more you strengthen your mind, the more unshakable your resolve becomes. You develop the ability to endure hardship, to persevere when others quit, and to keep grinding long after motivation has disappeared. Self-talk is a key component of mental mastery. The way you speak to yourself shapes your reality. If your internal dialogue is filled with doubt, criticism, and negativity, it will limit your actions, reduce your confidence, and drain your energy. If your self-talk is empowering, affirming, and focused on solutions, it will elevate your performance, increase your courage, and fuel your determination. Every thought you entertain is either building you up or tearing you down. Your mind is constantly listening, learning, and adapting to the signals you send it. Choose your thoughts carefully. Speak to yourself as a champion will speak to a champion. Reinforce belief, not doubt. Strengthen confidence, not fear. Your mind will respond to the commands you give it. Visualization is another powerful tool for mastering your mind. The human brain cannot always distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined. When you visualize your goals, your success, and the actions required to achieve them, you train your mind to recognize possibilities and prepare for achievement. Visualization creates mental pathways that make success familiar and attainable. Champions in sports, business, and every field use visualization to prepare for challenges, sharpen focus, and increase confidence. If you consistently see yourself succeeding in your mind, your actions in reality will follow. Your mind becomes a blueprint for your life, directing you toward the results you desire. Focus is the currency of the mind. In a world filled with distractions, attention is the most valuable asset. A strong mind prioritizes what matters, eliminates noise, and directs energy toward high-impact actions. Every time you allow distractions, gossip, or trivial concerns to consume your attention, you weaken your mental power. Every time you commit to focus, to deep work, and to clarity, you strengthen your ability to produce results. Discipline of attention is not optional. It is essential. Your mind will only take you as far as you can focus it. If you scatter it, you will scatter your results. If you direct it with precision, you will dominate in ways that others cannot even imagine. Belief is the foundation of a strong mind. Before you take action, before you grind, before you pursue your goals, you must believe that you are capable. Belief is the fuel that drives effort, perseverance, and courage. Without belief, action is half-hearted, inconsistent, and easily derailed. Your mind needs certainty, confidence, and conviction. It needs to know that you are capable of overcoming obstacles, handling failure, and achieving the impossible. Every successful person first mastered belief. They convinced their mind that success was possible, that failure was temporary, and that their potential was limitless. Your mind will accept what you believe. Feed it belief, and will deliver results. Feed it doubt, and it will deliver excuses. Control of the mind also involves managing emotions. Emotions are powerful, but they can also be dangerous if left unchecked.
left unchecked.
Anger, fear, envy, and doubt can cloud judgment, paralyze action, and undermine success. A strong mind acknowledges emotions but does not let them dictate behavior. It chooses rational, strategic, and disciplined responses even in the face of emotional turbulence. Emotional intelligence, self-regulation, and awareness are tools that allow your mind to remain strong, focused, and productive. The stronger your mind, the less control your mind, the less control your emotions have over your actions, and the more you can achieve regardless of circumstance. Finally, understand that your mind is a garden. What you plant, water, and nurture will grow. If you feed it negativity, fear, and doubt, that is what will flourish. If you feed it focus, belief, and determination, greatness will flourish. You have the power to curate your thoughts, control your beliefs, and direct your mental energy. The stronger you make your mind, the stronger your life becomes. Your mindset is not something that happens to you, it is something you create, nurture, and master. Invest in your mind daily. Guard it, discipline it, strengthen it, train and challenge it, and empower it. The mind is the battlefield of success, and when you master it, nothing in life can stop you. Your grind begins and ends in your mind. You can work harder, train longer, and chase bigger dreams, but if your mind is weak, scattered, or negative, your efforts will falter. If your mind is disciplined, focused, and resilient, your efforts become unstoppable. Master your thoughts. Master your focus. Master your belief. Master your emotional control. Your mind will take you further than any shortcut, any talent, or any external advantage. The stronger your mind, the higher you rise. The more you discipline it, the more relentless you become. The more you believe, the more unstoppable you become. Everything begins in your mind. Everything depends on your mind. Everything will be determined by your mind. Make it strong. Make it disciplined. Make it unbreakable. Success is not an event. It is a process. Too many people treat success like a moment, a single breakthrough, a lucky opportunity, or a sudden achievement. They think that success is something that happens to them, something they stumble upon, or something that's handed out to the lucky. But the truth is, success is earned, built, and cultivated over time. It is the result of consistent effort, relentless focus, and unwavering commitment to your goal. Success is the product of daily actions repeated with discipline, resilience, and intention. It is not a one-time occurrence. It is a lifestyle, a pattern, and a series of choices that accumulate over days, months, and years. To achieve greatness, you must embrace the process, honor the journey, and commit to the grind every single day. The process of success begins with clarity. You must know what you want before you can pursue it. Without a clear vision, you will wander aimlessly, reacting to circumstances instead of creating your reality. Clarity provides direction. It allows you to focus your energy, prioritize your actions, and measure your progress. When you are clear about your goals, your purpose, and your desired outcomes, you can make decisions that align with your vision. Every action you take becomes intentional. Every choice becomes strategic. And every effort compounds toward your success. Lack of clarity is the enemy of progress. It breeds distraction, indecision, and inconsistency. Embrace clarity. Define your goals and let your vision guide your process. Consistency is the cornerstone of the process. One day of effort will not make you successful. 1 week of hard work will not change your life. Success is built through repeated, persistent action. It is the commitment to show up every day, regardless of how you feel, regardless of circumstances, and regardless of obstacles. Consistency transforms effort into results. It turns small actions into habits, habits into routines, and routines into mastery. Those who succeed are not necessarily the most talented. They are the most consistent. They understand that the process demands endurance, patience, and long-term commitment. If you want to achieve your goals, you must be relentless in your consistency. Discipline fuels the process. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes, depending on mood, energy, and circumstance. Discipline, however, does not rely on feelings. Discipline ensures that you take action even when you are tired, unmotivated, or frustrated. It is the internal force that keeps you grinding, learning, and improving. Discipline allows you to execute your plan, adhere to your routines, and maintain focus when challenges arise. It is the difference between those who quit and those who persevere. Success is not for the lazy or the distracted. It is for the disciplined. Every day you choose discipline, you are investing in your future success. Failure is an integral part of the process. Too many people fear failure, avoid it, or let it define them. But failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of the journey toward it. Every setback, every mistake, every disappointment is an opportunity to learn, grow, and adjust. Successful people do not avoid failure. They embrace it, analyze it, and use it as a stepping stone. Failure tests your resolve, strengthens your character, and refines your approach. The process requires resilience, and resilience is built through facing challenges head on. If you want success, you must accept that failure is inevitable, temporary, and necessary for growth. Preparation is another key element of the process. You cannot succeed you cannot grind effectively without readiness. Success demands preparation in mind, body, and spirit. You must educate yourself, develop your skills, and strengthen your abilities before the opportunity arises. The more prepared you are, the more capable you become of handling challenges, seizing opportunity, and overcoming obstacles. Preparation is not glamorous, and it requires effort, focus, and sacrifice, but the process rewards those who prepare. The grind is easier when you are ready, and results come faster when you are equipped to handle them. Patience is crucial in the process. In a world of instant gratification, waiting, enduring, and persisting is difficult. Many people give up because results do not appear immediately. They expect overnight success and quick wins. But true success requires patience. It requires trust in the process, knowing that every action, every effort, and every decision is contributing to a bigger outcome. Patience allows you to remain consistent, disciplined, and resilient even when progress seems slow. Those who endure the process patiently are the ones who achieve lasting, meaningful success. Adaptability strengthens the process. Life is unpredictable, and challenges will arise. Plans will fail, circumstances will change, and obstacles will appear. Success is not about rigidly following a script. It is about being flexible, learning from setbacks, and adjusting your approach while staying true to your vision. Adaptability allows you to turn challenges into opportunities, to pivot when necessary, and to continue progressing even in difficult situations. The process demands creativity, problem solving, and the ability to remain focused under pressure. Those who master adaptability navigate the grind with intelligence, resilience, and effectiveness. Gratitude and reflection enhance the process. Success is not only about moving forward, it's also about understanding where you are, what you have accomplished, and the lessons learned along the way. Reflection allows you to measure progress, celebrate wins, and course correct when necessary. Gratitude reminds you to appreciate the journey, to value your efforts, and to recognize the support and resources that have contributed to your growth. These practices strengthen your mindset, increase your focus, and reinforce your commitment to the process. Without reflection and gratitude, the grind becomes mechanical and draining. With them, it becomes purposeful, fulfilling, and sustainable. Finally, the process of success demands total commitment. You cannot pursue greatness half-heartedly. You cannot grind sporadically and expect extraordinary results. Success requires an all-in approach. It requires relentless effort, unwavering focus, and a refusal to settle for mediocrity. The process is not easy, and it is not short. But those who commit fully, who embrace every challenge, and who dedicate themselves to consistent action will achieve more than those who rely on luck, talent, or fleeting motivation. Commitment is the fuel that powers the process from beginning to end, transforming potential into achievement, effort into results, and vision into reality. The process will test you. It will challenge your patience, resilience, and discipline. It will demand more than you think you have, but it will also transform you. The grind will teach you the value of persistence, the importance of focus, and the power of consistent action. It will shape your character, strengthen your mindset, and prepare you for opportunities that others are not ready to seize. The process is where champions are made, where ordinary people become extraordinary, and where dreams are turned into reality. Success is not a destination. It is a commitment to the process. Every day, you must show up, put in the work, and grind with intention. You must embrace discipline over motivation, consistency over convenience, patience over impatience, and resilience over fear. You must prepare, adapt, reflect, and remain committed no matter what challenges arise. The grind is not temporary. It is a lifestyle. The process is not optional. It is the path to greatness. Those who understand this, embrace it, and execute it will achieve results that far surpass those who wait for luck, inspiration, or a perfect moment. Understand this clearly. Success is a journey, not a moment. Every effort, every sacrifice, every disciplined action compounds over time. You do not reach your goals in a single day, a single week, or even a single year. You reach them through sustained effort, relentless focus, and a total commitment to the process. The grind is continuous, demanding, and unforgiving, but it is also the only path to lasting achievement. If you commit to the process, honor the grind, and show up every day ready to give your best, you will achieve more than you ever imagined. Your life will reflect the process you choose to embrace. If you take shortcuts, rely on luck, or depend on fleeting motivation, your results will be limited. If you commit to the grind, master your discipline, embrace patience, and persist through challenges, your results will be extraordinary. The process is the engine that powers success. It is the roadmap, the methodology, and the lifestyle of champions. Respect it, follow it, and commit to it fully. There are no shortcuts, no excuses, and no substitutions. Success is earned in the daily grind, in the repetition of disciplined action, and in the unwavering commitment to the process. Now it all comes down to you. After everything you've heard, everything you've learned, everything you've absorbed, it is your responsibility to take action. No one else will grind for you. No one else will push for you. No one else will rise while you sleep. The reality is that your results will reflect your effort, your discipline, and your commitment. Success is not waiting for you around the corner, and life does not hand out opportunities on a silver platter. You must earn them. You must chase them. You must wake up every day with a fire inside that refuses to be ignored, a determination that refuses to quit, and a focus that refuses to waver. It all begins with you and your decision to take control of your life. You cannot wait for the perfect moment, for the perfect mood, or for the perfect set of circumstances. There is no better time than now, no better energy than this moment, and no better opportunity than the one you are willing to create with your own hands. Understand that success demands more than casual effort. Casual effort produces casual results. If you want extraordinary outcomes, you must give extraordinary input. You must be willing to outwork everyone, to outlast everyone, and to outlearn everyone. This does not mean simply working harder. It means working smarter, with purpose, with strategy, and with unwavering commitment. It means showing up even when you don't feel like it, pushing forward even when it hurts, and grinding long after motivation has disappeared. The people who succeed are not necessarily the most talented. They are the ones who refuse to quit, who refuse to settle, and who refuse to compromise on their vision. Talent may open doors, but effort keeps them open, and consistency guarantees that you will walk through them. Life will test you up. Life will test you up. Challenges will arise, obstacles will appear, and failures will attempt to convince you that giving up is the only option. But these challenges are not the end. They are the proof that you are on the right path. The grind is never easy, and the journey is never smooth. Every person who has achieved greatness has faced the same struggles, the same doubts, and the same setbacks. What separates winners from everyone else is not luck. It is perseverance. It is the ability to endure when others quit, to continue when others pause, and to take one more step when everyone else stops. Your mindset, your discipline, and your willpower are your greatest tools. Use them, trust them, rely on them. They will carry you farther than talent, connections, or opportunities ever could. Commit to your process. Understand that success is not an event. It's a series of actions repeated day after day with consistency and focus. Your results will not appear overnight, and they will not always be immediate. But every choice you make, every habit you cultivate, and every effort you put in compounds over time, small actions, when executed consistently, lead to massive results. This is why the grind is so essential. It is not about a single effort or a single breakthrough. It's about showing up every day, doing the work, and trusting that your persistence will pay off. The process will test you, challenge you, and stretch you, but it will also transform you into someone stronger, wiser, and more capable than you ever imagined. You must also take full ownership of your life. Stop blaming circumstances, stop waiting for permission, and stop expecting someone else to pave the way. The life you want is your responsibility. The goals you set, the habits you build, and the legacy you leave are determined by your actions, not by external factors. Accountability is not optional, it is essential. Own your decisions, own your efforts, and own your outcomes. If you fail, learn from it. If you succeed, recognize the hard work that got you there. Do not rely on excuses. Do not seek validation. And do not wait for anyone to hand you the life you deserve. Take it, earn it, grind for it every single day. Your environment will play a role, but it does not define you. You may be surrounded by people who doubt you, situations that challenge you, and circumstances that seem impossible. But these external factors only have power if you give it to them. Your mind, your focus, and your persistence determine your trajectory. You have the ability to rise above limitations, ignore distractions, and cultivate an environment that supports your growth. Surround yourself with people, spaces, and influences that challenge you to be better. Remove the negative, the toxic, and the complacent from your life. Protect your energy and direct it toward your goals. Your environment can either lift you or hold you back, but ultimately, your results depend on the discipline and decisions you bring to it. Discipline is your bridge between dreams and reality. Motivation may spark the fire, but discipline keeps it burning. Show up, do the work, and follow through every single day. Commit to your routines, execute your strategies, and keep going when no one is watching. Your effort, repeated consistently, compounds into results that will shock everyone around you. The grind is not glamorous. It is not always exciting, but it is necessary. It is the difference between those who achieve greatness and those who remain average. Discipline ensures that you will act even when your emotions falter, even when circumstances are tough, and even when the world seems against you. Failure is part of the journey, but it is not the end. Each setback, each rejection, each mistake is an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Do not fear failure, embrace it as a teacher. Every time you stumble, every time you fall, every time things do not go according to plan, you are building endurance, character, and understanding. The grind is about learning from these moments, adjusting your approach, and continuing forward with more determination than ever. The people who succeed are not those who never fail. They are the ones who refuse to let failure stop them. They use it as fuel, as information, and as a stepping stone to reach higher levels of achievement. Focus is non-negotiable. You cannot scatter your energy and expect extraordinary results. The distractions, the doubts, and the temptations of life will constantly compete for your attention. You must prioritize, concentrate, and direct your effort toward what truly matters. Every decision to stay focused, every choice to eliminate distraction, and every act of persistence compounds over time. Focus is not a luxury, it is a requirement for success. Master it, protect it, and guard it with everything you have. Your results will be a direct reflection of your attention and energy. Believe in yourself when no one else does. Your confidence, your self-trust, and your conviction are your greatest assets. The world may doubt you, your family may question you, and circumstances may challenge you. But the fire inside of you, the belief in your potential, and the commitment to your grind must remain unshakable. Success starts in the mind before it manifests in reality. Feed your confidence, nurture your belief, and remind yourself daily that you are capable of achieving more than anyone else thinks possible. Your mind will carry you when everything else seems lost, and your belief will fuel the relentless effort necessary to achieve greatness. Remember that the grind is not just about work, it is about growth. Every day presents an opportunity to learn, improve, and elevate yourself. Embrace discomfort, seek challenges, and push past your limits. Success is not found in comfort zones or easy paths. It is forged in the furnace of hard work, sacrifice, and relentless effort. Every moment you commit to the grind, every habit you cultivate, and every choice you make shapes the person you are becoming. Your character, your resilience, and your potential are being sculpted with every decision. Your legacy is determined by your grind, the life you create, the influence you leave, and the impact you make are the results of your daily effort. There are no shortcuts, no magic formulas, and no luck that can replace hard work and consistency. The person who wakes up every day, focuses on their purpose, and commits to relentless action will leave a mark that others can only admire. Your results, your achievements, and your influence are directly proportional to the effort you put in and the consistency you maintain. So wake up every day with urgency, with purpose, and with relentless determination. Understand that the grind is the path to greatness, that discipline will carry you when motivation fades, and that your mind, focus, and belief will determine how far you rise. Show up for yourself, push past doubt, and commit to the process no matter how long it takes. Your life, your results, and your legacy depend on it. There's no one coming to save you. There are no shortcuts, and there's no excuse that will replace hard work. The grind is yours to own. The effort is yours to give. The results are yours to claim. Today, right now, in this very moment, decide that you will no longer wait. Decide that you will no longer be average. Decide that you will take full control of your life and commit to the work, the discipline, and the relentless pursuit of your goals. Your dreams are not going to achieve themselves. Your goals are not going to reach themselves. Your life is waiting for you to rise, to act, and to dominate. This is your moment. This is your time. Wake up and grind, commit fully, push harder than yesterday. Ignore doubt, ignore fear, ignore distraction. Discipline yourself, focus your mind. Trust your process, embrace failure, persist through adversity, and never ever quit. Success is not given, it is earned. And it will be yours if you are willing to pay the price, day in and day out, without hesitation, without excuses, and without compromise. Wake up and grind, because your life, your dreams, and your legacy depend on it.